Coming up in the morning edition, the Prime Minister is off to meet with the U.S. President Trump this Friday. An overnight shooting is under investigation. And Monsignor Preston Moss remembered. Life is a gift. Wake up every day and realize that. Good morning, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and welcome to the Morning Edition. Thank you so much for waking up with us. It's a little rainy out there, so let's hear from Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean with what to expect for the rest of the day weather-wise. Good morning, Basil.
Good morning, LaDawn. Well, let's see what our tower cam is showing us. It's a little dark, but I can tell you there's some light rain taking place out there, so we're under overcast skies. And as we go to our satellite picture to get a better idea of what is happening, we have a frontal boundary across the northwest Bahamas that is pushing towards the south and east, and rains are taking place from Grand Bahama all the way down to the Exuma Keys, and we expect that to continue pushing towards the south and east. Could see some clearing late this afternoon. Outside of our studios, light range temperature at 70 degrees, your relative humidity right up there at 93%, north-northwest winds at 5 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,014.0 millibars, that's 29.94 inches, and it is rising. Temperatures around the islands, Marsh Harbor at 67, Green Turtle Key 65, Freeport 65 degrees, and it's going a little too fast for us here. Clarencetown, Long Island, Ragged Island 77, Crooked Island 77 degrees. In Betsy Bay, it is 76, 76 in Acklands, Matthew Town, and Nagua 78 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 78 degrees. And your boating forecast for today in the northwest Bahamas, your winds are going to be out of the northeast around 12 to 18 knots. For the central Bahamas, northerly flow 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. And as we take you into the southeast Bahamas today, the winds will be southwest to west ahead of that front, speeds 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your first look at weather the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Thanks, Basil. We're going to turn things over to Jimonita Swain, who is out there with the Bahamas First traffic report.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Good morning, LaDawn, and good morning, Bahamas. Now, at this point, you would have been able to see our drone shot, but due to the inclement weather we're currently experiencing, we can't put our drone up at this time. Now, we're coming to you live. We're at the intersection of Soldier Road and East Street, where traffic has been quite busy for much of the morning. And obviously, you know that it's wet outside. Rainy conditions often present what seems to be challenges for drivers. Now, joining me live to talk about some of the issues that we have as it relates to driving in wet conditions is, of course, Corporal Decory Barr of the Police Traffic Division. Good morning, Corporal Barr. How are you this morning?
I'm good, Jimonita. Good morning to you. Good morning, Bahamas.
Now, obviously, it's wet on the outside, and I know it seems to me when I'm driving that people have difficulties navigating the roadways when it's wet. How does that impact the role of traffic officers, and is that something that you see as well when you're out on the streets?
Yes, the way that the weather conditions would impact us is that we'd want persons normally just slow down a bit, which isn't a bad thing. That's a good thing, and that's something that we'd encourage them to do, is to drive at a more moderate pace. We'd also ask them to, on a wet Wednesday like today, pay special attention to pedestrians. Make sure that you be considerate for other road users. If you see a puddle, instead of just swerving out into another lane, we'd want you to slow down and make sure that there's no oncoming vehicle or somebody probably trying to overtake you before you do something.
Just be generally courteous when you're on the road as a driver. But one of the things that we've noted on this location is also people just cut through business establishments, just trying to get to their location pretty fastly. If you see for now, there's a car cutting through right now. Maybe they're coming to the store, but that's another issue.
Yeah, well, that again presents an issue with pedestrians, because being a parking lot, you would normally have persons walking to or from their vehicles, and we'd want you to, again, pay special attention to these persons. With the rain, it tends to be a bit darker, and you may not see these persons. So just give special attention to them and other road users.
Well, there you have it, a wet Wednesday for you. But obviously, motorists, be careful out there. That special thanks always to Corporal Decory Barr of the Police Traffic Division. Back to you in studio, LaDawn.
Thanks, Jimanita. Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, will accompany his colleagues from Jamaica, St. Lucia, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic for a multilateral meeting with United States President Donald Trump on Friday. A statement from the Office of the Prime Minister confirms that the regional leaders will meet at President Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach, Florida. The leaders were invited to discuss President Trump's vision for the USA's diverse relationships in the Caribbean and potential opportunities for energy investment and to strengthen security cooperation. Prime Minister Minnis is also expected to raise issues of importance to the Bahamas at the meeting with President Trump. The Prime Minister will be accompanied by Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Darren Henfield, Bahamas Ambassador to the United States, His Excellency Sidney Colley, and other senior government officials. Prime Minister Minnis leaves the country Thursday, March 21st, returning on Saturday, March 23rd. Minister of Transport and Local Government, the Honorable Renwood Wells, will act as Prime Minister. Police are investigating an overnight shooting that took place on Lady Slipper Street in the Garden Hills No. 2 area. Details are sketchy, but we do know that a male was shot and transported to hospital, where he is listed in stable but serious condition. Tune into the Bahamas tonight at 7 for more details. The appellate court has squashed the conviction and sentence of Lamar Young. Young was serving a 10-year prison term for attempted unlawful sex with a 13-year-old girl. He was initially facing an unlawful sex charge. However, jurors acquitted him. In its ruling, the court found that given the absence of corroboration, which appears to have been the basis for Young's acquittal for unlawful sex, if the jury was properly directed on the issue of corroboration, the appellant would also have been acquitted of attempted unlawful sex. They then squashed Young's conviction and sentence without ordering a retrial. And a jury has cleared 26-year-old Anthony Sweeting of an unlawful sex charge. Sweeting was accused of having unlawful sex with an underage girl he knew last January. However, he denied the allegation. Following a trial, jurors found him not guilty by a count of 9-0. Acting Chief Justice Vera Watkins presided over that case. St. Anselm's Catholic Church, located in the Fox Hill community, was filled to capacity with friends, family, and parishioners last night. They gathered at a memorial service to reflect on the life and legacy of the late rector, Monsignor Preston Moss. After a long but quiet battle with stomach cancer, Monsignor Moss recently died at his residence. He was 79 years old. Monsignor Moss is being described by colleagues as a talented, larger-than-life figure who possessed an engaging personality. He was a community leader, spiritual leader, mentor, and priest who would have celebrated his 80th birthday in October this year. Funeral service for Monsignor will be carried live on the ZNS network starting at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And coming up after the break, we're going to speak to some ladies about the upcoming Cancer Society Ball, so stay tuned. With the large amount of Bahamians falling ill to cancer here in the Bahamas, it's nice to know that we have an organization that is ready to assist. That organization, however, needs funding to make its machinery work. Laverne Walgoose, immediate past president of the Cancer Society, and Marcia Johnson, Ball Committee member, join us this morning to talk about the upcoming Cancer Society Ball. Good morning, ladies, and welcome to the Morning Edition.
Good morning, LaDawn. How are you?
So, Mrs. Walgoose, talk to us a little bit about the funds raised from the Cancer Society Ball. Where does that actually, go to?
Okay, the funds raised from the ball goes to defray costs at the Cancer Society. And we're embarking now on a $3 million fundraising event to add 16 additional rooms to the Cancer Society.
And how important can you say these funds are to the, persons battling cancer?
Oh, very important, because a lot of persons right now, you find that they don't have the funds to go through treatment or whatever for the cancer, for their cancer, and so the funds are very necessary. And we do a lot of fundraising events to help patients to make their life a little easier.
Ms. Johnson, are you able to talk to us a little bit more about the ball? Where and when is the ball this year?
So the ball is actually at Atlantis Grand Ballroom. That is Saturday, May 25th, 2019. We want all persons, corporate Bahamas, everybody to come out.
So what can we expect, I guess, at the ball this year?
So at the ball this year, we're trying to change the mood. You know, everybody thinks of stuffy ball, but we are going to have Visage. We're going to have the police pop band. We're going to have different prizes, surprises. So everybody listen out for everything Cancer Ball. We are on social media. We're on IG, Facebook. Look out for all things Cancer Ball.
Anything new this year that we should, I guess, look forward to this year?
Well, we have a little bit of surprises. We actually have the ball launch today, so we don't want to give away too much information, but tickets can be purchased from the Cancer Society, Bahamas First, or Atlantic Medical, and they are $250.
Wow. Okay, ladies, best of luck to you guys on your Cancer Society ball. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Last year, the Fire Services branch of the Royal Bahamas Police Force received more than 1,600 calls. These include house and structural fires, brush fires, rubbish fires, the dump fires, and vehicle fires. Chief Superintendent Walter Evans said firefighters respond to all calls, and there's a disturbing trend: prank calls.
There are two types of false alarms. There's one malicious, and they're the ones that we are pretty much concerned about. So persons will call and say, there's a fire out east. And then, of course, you know, the fire department, we take things very seriously, whether they call through the police control room, we act upon that information. And then if there's it's a prank call, and then there's a legitimate call that goes on, someone in the West, then it compromises the safety to some extent. And then there's a call that we call false alarm with good intent. It means that something took place, someone may have extinguished a fire. We have no issues with that, and we do appreciate, you know, the public's assistance with that. And so the ones that we are pretty much concerned is the ones that are the false alarm, which are malicious in intent, with intent.
Corporal 277 Kisa Roll was the first of 6 fully trained firefighters who joined the fire services in 2003. She performs many roles and offers advice on what to do in a house fire.
I am in fire investigation. I'm the officer in charge of fire investigation, and I would come out after a fire occurs, and I will do the inspection to try and determine what caused the fire. And I'm also a scenes and crime officer, so I will photograph the scene. But I'm also a firefighter, a driver, and I assist with fire prevention. It's a small fire in the home. I would tell them what they need to do to help secure their home, and different ways, for example, with trying to escape if a fire occurs. I also let them know as it relates to if they have bars, to have a fire escape, and make sure the family has a plan where they can evacuate.
Governor General, Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Marguerite Pinling, visited 3 schools as well as senior citizens during a 2-day trip to North Eleuthera, Harbour Island, and Spanish Wells recently. The Governor General spoke to the students of the North Eleuthera High, Samuel Guy Pinder All-Age School over in Spanish Wells, and the Harbour Island All-Age School. She told them about seeking wisdom, being gentle in words and actions, investing in good friendships, and showing love. The Governor General also attended the Ministry of Education's South Eleuthera School District Spelling School Assembly at Preston H. Albury High School over in Rock Sound, Eleuthera, where the students were happy to show off their talents for her visit. So, Johnny, I understand this was a special birthday boy who's not here this morning, but he's celebrating a birthday.
Celebrating a birthday today, and I can tell you, coming up in sports, LaDawn, the National High School Basketball Championships right around the corner.
That and more ahead in sports. Stay close. We've got more news right after this. You're watching The Morning Edition.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Teams are gearing up for the National High School Basketball Championship set for March 27th through April 1st in Grand Bahama. The senior boys have been divided into 2 pools. In Pool A, with the Hugh Campbell Champs, the Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins. They play alongside GHS, 8 Mile Rock, Jack Hayward, Queens College, C.I. Gibson, Agape, and C.C. Sweeting along with Telios. Now Pool B, they have the Hugh Campbell's runners-up, the St. George's Jaguars, Gateway, St. John's, Sunland, Temple Christian, Tabernacle, Prince Will, Anton Rogers, and Patrick Bethel out of Abaco. C.C. Sweeting coach Wade Watson says his Cobras are looking for a bit of redemption.
GSSS didn't go the way we expected. We did fairly well in Hugh Campbell. We thought we had a good opportunity to win the Hugh Campbell Championship, but we fell short. We ended up with the 3rd rank in the country. I believe we have a very good opportunity and very good chance to compete and to win the nationals. We learned from our mistakes. We don't want to go to Grand Bahama and not show ourselves approved, and that's what our intentions are.
Come next month, Team Bahamas will head to Barbados for the Carifta Water Polo Championships. The squad is training under the watchful eyes of Coach Lottie, and they're looking for a repeat performance from 2018.
Last year in Jamaica, all three teams, the 14-years-old team, the 16-years-old team, and the 19-years-old team, they all won gold medal. So that was a historical win. And one, everybody wants to come after us and take the gold medal. Two, we are so proud of it, we want to defend it. Now the preparation was very good. We're getting ready for this. Last year we went to Canada for a big training camp at a big competition. We went to Hallelujah in December, and this year February, we went to Coral Spring, which has the same 14, 16 and 19 years old age group. So in competition wise, we are very good. And obviously I'm training the guys both physically and in speed and more tactical. And I try to make them mentally ready that people will come for us. Everybody gonna focus on us to beat us. So now we are not the underdog anymore who coming from behind and cause surprise.
The University of the Bahamas Mingo's women's volleyball team looking for talent over the weekend with its second recruitment exercise. The first was held in Grand Bahama earlier in the year for student athletes from the Northern Bahamas. Head coach Raymond Rhymes-Wilson and assistant Sidling Justilian ran drills with the young ladies looking at the digging, passing, and hitting abilities. The coaching staff also putting the young ladies through some specific position drills as the Mingos look to bolster their roster come next season.
UB is going to do much better than last season. Once we add the few pieces that are missing, we're going to do very well. For the power position, I saw someone, and she has the skills of passing, serving, and she's a really good hitter. I saw someone, one or two for middle, and they are the key positions that we are looking for someone for.
And that will do it for sports, but don't go anywhere. The morning edition comes back after the break.
On this first day of spring, which officially starts at 5:56 this afternoon, we have a frontal boundary working its way through the northwest Bahamas. It's bringing lots of rain, which will continue for the balance of the day and then simply sliding into the central Bahamas later on tonight. Our forecast for today, incorrect graphic, that should be cloudy skies with light rain for the most part of the day. Your high temperature getting up to 81 degrees, so we're going to be cloudy for the most part. Morning rain showers in the late afternoon. Things will start to break a bit, and you'll start to see some of that sunshine. And then tonight, things will open up quite nicely. Partly cloudy conditions with a low temperature of 67 degrees. The extended weather forecast over the next 7 days. Lots of sunshine right through the weekend and the early part of next week. We're going to have some nice cool temperatures during the nighttime, keeping you in the 60s throughout the 7-day cycle, getting back into some 70s on Friday and Saturday of this week. Dawn?
Thanks a lot, Basil. We are done for the day, but we cannot leave you without wishing our child's big baby Fisher a very special happy birthday. Fisher, have a wonderful day. That's it for the morning edition. Make sure to join us tomorrow at 7 a.m. sharp. I'm LaDawn Davis. Have a great day, everyone.